Okay then, so let's go on to the next league. Wheel, wheel, what shall we get next? 3, 2, 1, let's spin. Song of Creation Storm. All right, so Song of Creation Storm. So this is a deck built around the titular card Song of Creation. It's a 4-mana rug enchantment, and it says you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. And at the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. But that last part doesn't matter because we're going to win the same turn we play it. So the idea is ramp into this with Strike It Rich or Wild Cantor or an offer you can't refuse your own spell. Get this Song of Creation into play. And then almost every card in the deck is either 0 or 1 mana. So Pact, Summoner's Pact, Mishra's Bauble are all 0 mana. You can evoke Endurance for 0 mana as well to trigger the Song of Creation to draw more cards. You can cast EE for 0 to draw more cards. You can also cast spells and then pact them in response to draw more cards, and you can pact your own pacts and offer you can't refuse your own pacts. And so the idea is once you have Song of Creation, either with this or Glittering Wishing for it in your sideboard, you can just keep drawing cards, drawing cards, drawing cards, drawing cards. Eventually, you will wind up in a situation where you have cast about 10 bajillion spells this turn, and then you just grape shot them to death. Now, the sideboard is like this. So most of the stuff is going to be multicolor cards for Glittering Wish. But aside from those, you have Veil of Summer, Endurance, another EE, and then all of the other cards are Glittering Wishable. So let's go through them. Song of Creation number 4, of course, so that you can grab the Song of Creation. We've got Sterling Grove to protect Song of Creation in case your opponent brings an enchantment removal. Sky Turtle to bounce things or get things back. You can just get Omnath and play a more mid-rangey game. Lightning Helix to kill stuff and gain some life against aggro decks. Wear Tear. Fire Spout for swarmy aggro decks. Teferi, which serves a number of purposes. And then my personal addition is, so the deck would normally play Master the Way in the sideboard. So Master the Way is a 5-mana Izzet sorcery that says draw a card and then it deals damage to any target equal to the number of cards in your hand. So normally you could just draw tons and tons of cards, and then this would be your, if you didn't have Grape Shot for whatever reason, like it got exiled or something, or your opponent, somehow you don't have access to Grape Shot anymore, you need a way for Glittering Wish to find a card in your sideboard that can win the game. So Master the Way is the way that the deck used to do that. However, the ring meta means that Master the Way doesn't work. If your opponent drops a ring and then you're ready to go off, then you can't actually win. So my fix to that is to play Witherbloom Apprentice instead. It's another multicolor card that you can grab with Glittering Wish, and it triggers causing your opponent to lose 1 and you gain 1 every time you cast an instant or sorcery. So you can eventually cast enough that Witherbloom Apprentice will kill them. It'll just take a lot longer than Master the Way. But anyways, that is the deck. So let us jump into the third league of the day with Song of Creation Storm. All right, we are on the draw playing Song of Creation Storm in the first round of the league. All right, we have only a single land and it's a forest. We do have double baubles. How many lands is this deck playing? 19. We're not too likely to draw another land off of just 2 draws. It's a pretty awkward hand. I don't know if I can keep this. It does have the Glittering Wish to find it. It does have potentially, nah, it's not going to curve well either. I think I can mull this. All right, that's better. So it has Song of Creation, so let's go keep this and put back Pact of Negation. Yeah, done. Our opponent is mulling to 5. Bloodstained Mire, fetch, shock. Ugh, more scam. All right, Ragavan. We drew Pact of Negation anyway. Let's see, I need to have blue, so Breeding Pool, Hallowed Fountain, Steam Vents, any of that works. All right, I guess I just go Misty, pass. And then my plan is to, on their end step, cast Summoner's Pact, hold priority, offer my own pact, and get 2 treasures, and then be able to cast Song of Creation next turn. All right, we take 2 with Ragavan. They exile Gemstone Mine, Nurturing Peatland. So this is Jund. All right, Renin 6, that's fine. I guess I could have pacted and then held priority and countered that as well instead of Summoner's Pact. I don't think it really matters, though. All right, fetch, grabbing. I don't think it matters which land I get as long as it's blue. Island, and then hold priority, cast Summoner's Pact, cast offer on it. All right, so I only have 1 spell that I can't even cast proactively in my hand right now. So I do need to draw something else. It's a land. So the problem is this deck gets really... So they're potentially playing a Thoughtseize deck, and this is just going to get worse and worse the more time I wait. They may also have Boseiju, though, but if they have Boseiju, they can activate it right now anyway. So it's probably best to just cast this, put 2 lands into play, ditch my hand, and try to go off next turn. This card's also really terrible in the Orcish Bowmasters meta. All right, Misty Rainforest, fetch. Let's grab the forest. Let's see, I want to have endurance mana and other mana in case that's the stuff I draw. So let's play, I need red and green and white in case I need to cast any one of those cards. So let's get Stomping Ground, shock it in, and then we'll cast Song of Creation, then play this land, and then we'll just pass ditching our hand. All right, Bowmasters completely slaughters us. Hopefully they don't have that. Or Boseiju. Boseiju killing this would just ruin our deck as well. Bloodstained Mire. Attack with Ragavan. Exiling Summoner's Pact. Well, that would have been a way to go off. Opponent plays Kroxa, which will deal us 3. We go to 9. Fetches Mire. Gets a Swamp. Gets back the land with Wrenn and 6. All right. We need to draw a non-land. Flashes in Bowmasters. Yep. All right, so now we just lose. Because anything that we cast... What do I have? I need to draw... Oh, I can't even cast Offer anyway. So... Take 4 minimum down to 4 next turn, and then the first spell I cast, no matter what it is. So 4, Wrenn and 6 can ping us to 3. Any spell that I cast triggers this. Yeah, we're done. All right, sideboarding. I need to kill Bowmasters, so EE comes in. I need to not die to Bowmasters, so Veil can protect us for the turn. Endurance doesn't really matter. What am I getting rid of? I'm not sure what you're supposed to side out in these matchups. Offer is important for going off faster, even if it's not the greatest thing you could play. I can probably get rid of 1 Pact Negation. They're not a counterspell deck, so I don't need Pact of Negation as much, or at all, really. I guess I need it if it's going to be, if I like cast Song and then they go in response Bowmasters, but I think we're good. So... Is there anything else I want to bring in and not have as a Glittering Wish target? I guess Sterling Grove to protect the enchantment, or to Fairy to protect it. I'm not sure. All right, let's run this. All right, game 2 on the play. Facing Orcish Bowmasters. All right, I can turn 1 offer my own Bauble and then turn 2 play Song. I do need to draw more lands or more spells though. All right, keep Leyline of the Void. That's perfectly fine. All right, Shock and Breeding Pool, then Bauble, hold priority, offer. All right, 2 treasures, go ahead, opponent. Foothills, fetch, Blood Crypt, Ragavan. All right, we drew a card, but it's not a card we can play immediately. So if I just go land, wait a turn, then next turn I go land, Song, Glittering Wish. It fails if they draw Hand Disruption, but if they had Hand Disruption, they would have cast it on turn 1, probably. All right, let's just play Misty and pass it back to them. All right, Ragavan hits us. We go to 16. What do they exile? They exile Utopia Sprawl. Thought sees us. Well, there it is. There it is, boys. I guess we can use the Glittering Wish to find the other one. Maybe that's what I should have done last turn, as I should have just Glittering Wished for the other one. I was thinking I needed to hold a land in my hand in order to play something the same turn I did Song. They took Glittering Wish and not Song. Does that mean they just have Boseiju with this 1 single treasure open? All right, fetch. I have a forest, so I need to grab something that's not forest. Red. So let's do Steam Vents. All right. We need to draw spells. That is not spells. What's the odds they have 2 pieces of Hand Disruption versus they have Boseiju and they're waiting for me to play it and get blown up? I guess if they have Boseiju, they're going to do it whenever, though. It doesn't matter. I would at least want to trigger this once before they blow up Boseiju, though. So I guess let's just keep passing for now. Let's play Island Go. If I had a spell, I would just run this out immediately to trigger it, regardless of whether they have Boseiju or not. But since I don't, I want to at least get 1 trigger off of it before it dies. They have Bloodbraid, Cascade into Bowmasters. So people overlook Bowmasters because the ring is what dominates the headlines in terms of how stupid it is, and Bowmasters is a good answer to the ring. But this card is absurd. This card is actually atrocious for the format. It's atrocious for every format, including Legacy. EE for 0? Why wouldn't you just cast that if you could? All right, we have to draw really, really well. All right, so there's only so many spells I can cast before the Bowmasters kills us, so let's go... Land, Song of Creation, green, blue, red, doesn't matter. Play Gemstone Mine, cast Strike It Rich, trigger the Song. We have to win this turn anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, trigger. We go to 7. Make a treasure. All right, cast Cantor. The guy at my LGS said if they ban the ring, they should ban Bowmasters with it. They should ban Bowmasters regardless. All right, there's EE for 2, but I don't have the mana to cast and kill Bowmasters with it. So Cantor resolves. I can play this on 2, but then I can't actually blow it up. So, how do I get a way to kill this? The next card I play, I don't think I have anything main. I guess I have to just draw my Grape Shot so that I can kill the Bowmasters and then try to keep going off. All right, EE for 0. Trigger. Bowmasters goes off. Are they pointing it both at us, I assume? Yeah. And then the problem is I can cast Glittering Wish to try to find an answer to this, but then I'm just going to die because the second spell I cast is going to trigger Song of Creation. Yep. Go to 3. I can play Endurance for free, but who cares? Any 2 spells I cast, this kills us. Yeah, so that's the game. Yeah, that's the game. All right. On to round number 2. Yeah, Ring and Bowmasters are just horrible play patterns. Bowmasters, it doesn't look that bad when you first see it. It's like, oh, it just deals 1 damage and, you know, it's 2 1/1s. Like, how bad could that be? No, it is absolutely horrible. It's not only too good, but the play patterns with it are just miserable. All right, round 2 on the play. We don't have our song or any way of finding it, so mulligan. We do have Glittering Wish in this hand. We don't have a way to actually cast a Veil of Summer. Actually, no, we can't even cast either one. So I have to go Bauble, Offer, and then I can Glittering Wish next turn. All right, I will keep this, and I will put back Pact Negation. Opponent is mulling to 6 as well. So I go Shock in Hallowed Fountain, and then Bauble, hold priority, Offer the Bauble. Then we get 2 treasures, and I get to hold up Veil of Summer and cast Glittering Wish next turn. Shocks in Steam Vents. Plays turn 1 Ragavan. Yep. All right, back to us. So let's cast Glittering Wish. White, green. Use this. Go grab Song. Play Steam Vents tapped. Go. And now, unfortunately, we're playing against the Steam Vents Ragavan deck, so we have to draw 2 lands in a row so that we can have Song of Creation with Veil backup. Not having green mana in the opening hand is quite awkward. Ragavan trigger. They got Wild Cantor. Blood Crypt. Okay, so they're also on the Bowmaster's plan. So we're, yeah, also on the Bowmaster's plan. So Dothy Voidwalker. Dothy is actually fine. We can win without having to Endurance loop. We draw Endurance. Can't even play it. Can't play anything. Go ahead. Bauble. Bauble us. Opponent casts EI. Sure. Thoughtseize. Enter the exile. Okay, well, at least that's going to allow us to play Veil, but we do have to crack our treasure to do it. All right, Shock Blood Crypt in. Thoughtseize. Veil of Summer. All right, well, we didn't draw a land, so now we're really far behind. We basically have to draw 2 mana sources back to back. So spells that would help me get out of this are Offer You Can't Refuse. That's the best one. Bauble trigger on our upkeep. All right, we're dead. We don't have time to get anything, so that's the game. Begin sideboarding. They're another Grixis Bowmaster deck, so Veil in. They have blue mana, so I probably need some amount of Pact Negation, but not all of them. And what else? Dothy Voidwalker is not the biggest problem, so this is probably fine. All right, submit this. Ragavan has been proven to be worse. I think Ragavan is worse than Bowmasters, but that doesn't negate how bad Bowmasters is. So my honest thoughts on Modern at the moment are that the format is terrible, and you have to find your own fun to enjoy it, which is part of the reason that the wheel is actually interesting. Because here you can actually find your own fun in all of these crazy different weird decks, but it just sucks when you play, you know, Scam, Murktide, Living End over and over and over. All right, on the play, we have Veil, we have Glittering Wish. We only have 2 lands, but I'm not going to ship this, so keep this. I'm going to play Boseiju on turn 1 so that on turn 2 I can grab a different land if I need to. Opponent plays Bauble. Opponent cracks Bauble. Opponent plays Steam Vent. Plays Ragavan. Yep, Bauble goes off. All right, I can't afford to waste time, so I guess I'm grabbing a green and I'm grabbing a forest and something so I can sprawl that. So forest plus, so probably Breeding Pool, and then I'm going to Utopia Sprawl naming white. So Breeding Pool, shock this in, then sprawl here, name white, cast Glittering Wish, and then just hopefully they don't have the hand disruption. Grab Song of Creation, pass it back. Plays Bloodstained, attacks us with Ragavan. We're going to go to 15. Opponent exiles EE, which they can play and blow up to kill our Utopia Sprawl. But that would also kill Ragavan, so I'm going to assume they're not going to do that. Thoughtseize us. All right, so they had the hand disruption. Both games, turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Thoughtseize. So they take our Song of Creation, and then we just have to like flash Endurance in and try to block Ragavan. Yep, there goes Song. Well, we drew our 4th land, so I'm just going to shock this in so I can go Endurance, hold up Veil. Shock this in, pass. All right, they know we have Endurance, so all right. Endurance, cast, green, green, cast Endurance. Let's actually target ourselves to get another Song of Creation into the deck. Opponent casts Terminate, so cast Veil in response. And then they have Spell Pierce. If I packed back, I can't pay for it and I lose. So, yep, all of that goes through. Ragavan, find Summoner's Pact. And they got Darcy. All right, Bauble, cast. What are they drawing? They're drawing a Marsh Flats. All right, go ahead, opponent. We drew another Bauble off of our Bauble. What would you say is the weakest deck you've played so far in the current meta? As in the deck I've played against or the deck I've played with? Okay, I'm going to Pact and try to resolve Endurance here to just block this, because what else am I going to do? Cast Summoner's Pact. Played with, spun with on the wheel. Bluetron. Bluetron's by far the weakest deck I've played. Drown in the Lock. All right. So then they Surveil, and then we get this countered. We take 5 and go to 6. They kept it on top. No, they binned another DRC. Ragavan hits us. So we need to draw a Song of Creation, like, right now. I think that's the only possible way I could get out of this. Or just draw another Endurance, I suppose. That's not going to cut it. So cast Bauble. Bauble them. They have Shadow on top. Play a land tapped and pass and see what we draw with this Bauble. Bauble trigger. We drew another Bauble. All right, let's go to 1. Is there a specific reason why Bluetron sucks? I don't think I was there for that league. Bluetron is a mix between a Tron deck and a control deck, and it does both. They exiled Song Creation off the top of our deck, and it does what either of those decks do worse than either of them do it by a lot. So it doesn't have the explosive power of Green Tron or the consistency of finding the Tron lands, but it doesn't have the consistent answers and whatnot of a regular control deck with all of its counterspells, prismatics, leyline bindings, etc. I don't know what I could possibly hit here that I wouldn't lose the game immediately. Breach. I can flash Endurance in, and then what? I'm just going to lose to one of these two creatures. All right, Bauble draw. Draw a card off the Bauble. All right, we're dead. On to round 3. On the play for round number 3. We have, like, ramp, but no Song of Creation or way to find it, so mull. All right, there's Song, there's Glittering Wish. Keep this hand, put a land back. Probably. All right, keep this, putting back, I'm not even sure. Probably just Beseiju. Nah, I guess I want to keep Beseiju in case I'm playing against like Hammer or something. The basic island, maybe? What am I fetching with this? I'm fetching, we don't have Sacred Foundry in the deck, right? So blue-green, so this has to be white this has to be white. So yeah, let's put back the island, I suppose. All right, let's just go Tarn pass. All right, opponent has Scalding Tarn. All right, let's just fetch, grabbing Hallowed Fountain, then untap. There's a Bauble. So what's the best move here? It's probably, so the problem is if I'm playing in Spell Pierce and I go Bauble, counter it, and then they just go Spell Pierce to that, I've wasted 2 cards. I also potentially need this to get Song through later. So let's just play Beseiju normally and play Glittering Wish, and then get something else that isn't Song of Creation. All right, what should I get? Probably Teferi. Yeah, let's grab Teferi. Go ahead, opponent. Opponent fetches Xander's Lounge. Okay, so we're playing against Creativity. Creativity is playing Spell Pierce, I believe, but they don't have anything else to interact with us. Hallowed Fountain. Okay, I guess they're not Creativity. What is playing Xander's Lounge and Hallowed Fountain? All right, so I could just try to jam Teferi out here, but they're representing counters. So let's just shock this in, and then I'll flash Endurance in. Actually, I probably need to draw more cards with Bauble, so let's just cast Bauble. Doesn't control splash 5 colors for Leyline Binding. Yeah, but they usually don't play Xander's Lounge. Bauble you. Teferi on top. All right. That throws the Endurance plan out the window. If they're just going to draw Teferi, then I guess let's just try to play Teferi now. I guess, so the problem is I'm missing a land. So the best option would be get another land, play Teferi with counter backup, and then play Song of Creation, but that's just not happening. All right, white, blue. Let's just jam Teferi into their counter spell. Oh, it resolved, eh? All right, minus to draw. I did not expect that to resolve. All right, Bauble trigger. Summoner's Pact. We still need to find a land, or yeah, we still need to find a land. Actually, no, I don't, because I can go Pact, respond, offer my own Pact, cast Song, and then I just need to cast one other thing. Hall of Heliod's Generosity. Opponent plays their own Teferi. Yep, that is fine. Oh no, it's not fine, because now I can't offer my own spells with Teferi on the stack. Well, that sucks. That is going to put a damper on this game plan. I can still draw a lot, but I can't respond to anything. Well, there's Grape Shot. I can't cast it anyway, though, so let's just plus. And then what? I guess I just cast Endurance here because I can't do anything else. Yeah, just cast Endurance. And then I doubt they're a Murktide deck, so I'll just target me. Pass the turn. Is it generally worth it to minus Teferi just for card draw? I would think so, especially in a matchup where the opponent is probably playing Prismatic Ending. I just want to get the card draw immediately, and especially I'm missing a 4th land for this. Our opponent's playing Xander's Lounge, Hallowed Fountain, and Teferi. It's very likely that they're also playing Leyline Binding and or Prismatic Ending, which means you therefore want to draw with Teferi immediately. The times when you don't want to draw with Teferi are pretty low compared to the times when you should just draw. Evokes Solitude, sure. They exiled Leyline Binding from their hand. Opponent casting Leyline Binding eats our Teferi. Well, the only thing we can do is just cast Glittering Wish, so I guess I'm doing that. Glittering Wish. What am I getting with it? I guess Wear Tear to get my Teferi back. That's probably the best option here. Yeah, let's do that. Wear Tear. And then pass the turn. Opponent plays Misty, cracks, or no, pluses Teferi, and then just passes it back to us. All right, well, there's a 4th land. It's also not a red land. All right, attempt to blow this up. Opponent has a counterspell. All right. So play Temple Garden tapped, pass the turn. Cycles Shark Typhoon for X is 0. So it's just like, I guess it's just blue-white control and one of their lands is Xander's Lounge. Well, still can't do anything. So pass it back to the opponent. So the Hall can put back Shark Typhoon on top and they can keep cycling it or just get it later on in the game. Or if you blow up their ley lines, they can just get their ley lines back. Casting Memory Deluge, sure. I don't think there's any way we can win this. Even if I find the mana that I need for Song of Creation, they have Teferi in play, which means I can't counter back their counters. Yeah, like Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer only applies to spells that you have on the stack currently, right? Yeah. So I can't even cast that. I can't even cast anything, actually. I guess just pass the turn. I could cast Summoner's Pact and just play an Endurance, but that seems atrocious. I guess, no, I could play Summoner's Pact and play Wild Cantor to try to get Song of Creation out. I feel like I'm probably just going to lose this anyway, and it's better to just not reveal that I have Song of Creation on the chance that the opponent doesn't know what deck this is. Plus Teferi. They have 7 cards in their hand. There's absolutely no way they don't have a counterspell. Now we're taking 3 from the Solitude every turn. All right, there's Gemstone Mine. There's just no way, right? I guess what I could do is I could go just cast any spell and then cast Grape Shot to kill Teferi. All right, so Gemstone Mine, cast Strike It Rich, and then I can go Flashback Strike It Rich and then still have the mana for Grape Shot, put everything on Teferi in case they have a counterspell. Flashback, red, color, then Grape Shot targeting Teferi, red. All right, same targets. Pretty sure they follow up with another 3 fairy. Yeah, but what else can I do? I have to try to kill that one. So let's just pass it back to them. I get, well, if they have a 3 fairy, I can offer it. Opponent plays or activates. We have a lot of counter magic to get through their counters on the next turn if they don't have Teferi. Casting Memory Deluge, that's fine. All right, well, they've got 9 cards in their hand and 5 mana, 6 mana, and we can counter twice with Pact and with Veil or Offer. Puts Kahira into their hand. All right, we go to 14, they go to 20, and they're going to clean up. I don't know why they put Kahira in their hand. They should just be passing with... They should just be beating us with Solitude and passing with all their mana up. All right, they discarded Plains Archmage's Charm. All right, so there's another land. So now we have triple protection. So let's go Song, red, green, white, blue. And then we can hold up Veil, Offer, Pact, Counterspell, cast Veil. First time I caught one of your streams. I'm a YouTube viewer. What you playing today? We are playing Song of Creation Storm, and we're currently in the 3rd round versus blue-white control. And we're in the middle of a stack counter war. So I've cast Song, they've cast Counterspell in response, I've cast Veil in response, and now I'm waiting to see what they do. So if they do another answer, then I'm going to pact them back. Because if I offer them back, then they get the 2 treasures and they can potentially have another answer. And then if it resolves, I can go Summoner's Pact, hold priority, offer my own pact, start drawing and win. We did have to spend the Grape Shot, so I will have to go and grab the other win con out of the sideboard in order to actually win this game, but that's what we're doing. You kind of have to not lose this turn then. Yeah, well, the turn you play Song of Creation is the turn you should win the game. It's not uncommon to cast like a whole bunch of... All right, so that resolved. So then the counterspell will fizzle. So then the Song resolves. And then I need to go... Okay, I need to do a lot of things here. I need to go Summoner's Pact, holding priority, trigger the Song. So let's OK to draw. And then Pact this, draw. And then they still have 1 piece of interaction. They could have like Force of Negation. So now I'm going to go Offer, Pact of Negation, draw. And then Offer resolves. We get the 2 treasures. Oh, right. So none of my stuff can be countered because of Veil? I thought Veil only applied to the spells you already had on the stack. All right, well, in that case, yeah, just resolve this, and then resolve Summoner's Pact, go grab Endurance, and then we're going to go Wild Cantor using a green mana. Let's just always just yield to that. So Wild Cantor, and then let's shock in a Stomping Ground. Let's spend a green mana from here to Utopia Sprawl this, and draw some cards. Resolve this, and name white. And then let's go EE for 0, and then cast Pact of Negation. And then draw some more cards, and then cast Offer You Can't Refuse on this, using blue. So this is going to take a lot of clicking and drawing. So resolve that, still on the stack, cast Offer, blue, draw some more cards. We have 24 left in the deck. Anything at instant speed I want to cast right now? No. Resolve this, make some more treasures. Resolve this, no counter. Resolve EE on the stack. I guess I'm going to cast Summoner's Pact. Draw some more. All right, that resolves. Get the last Endurance out of our deck. This resolves. Cast Mishra's Bauble for 0, drawing some more cards. Resolve that. Play Utopia Sprawl on this land. Draw some more cards. Resolve Sprawl. Naming black or blue, one of those. Just name black, I guess. And then cast Strike It Rich. Draw some more. Get a treasure. All right, we've got 15 cards left in our deck. Cast Bauble. Resolve the Bauble. Cast EE for 0. Draw some more cards. Resolve EE. Pop Bauble. Pop Bauble. Then EE for 0. Draw some more. And then pact it. And then cast, where are we at here? All right, so resolve that. Resolve that. All right, let's evoke Endurance, exiling something. I guess just Wild Cantor for green. Draw some more cards. Resolve this. All right, now I need to get Endurance out before I deck myself. So cast Endurance and throw back Veil, or throw back one of the songs. So draw some more cards. It enters the battlefield. I need to stack it so that it puts itself back in the deck. So it dies. Then we shuffle back our deck. All right, now let's go Glittering Wish. Sack this one for green. Then resolve Glittering Wish. And let's grab Witherbloom Apprentice. My hand is kind of getting out of hand here. All right, cast Summoner's Pact, cast Pact Negation, cast Pact Negation, cast... Oh, I guess we shuffled the Grape Shot back in our deck, so it doesn't matter. All right, so offer this. All right, let's get some treasures and resolve this, resolve this, resolve this. Go grab Endurance, and then let's just Grape Shot the opponent. What's our storm? 27? All right, Grape Shot the opponent. Red, black. Grape Shot, okay. Same target, same target, same target. Let's just Grape Shot. It's already lethal. Yeah, I forgot that I shuffled Grape Shot back into my deck. All right. Yield to all the... Can I just yield to all the Grape Shots, or did I have to let them resolve one at a time here? All right. All the Grape Shots resolve. All right, there we go. Begin sideboarding. So I want Veils in the deck, of course. I want... What else? Probably one of the Sterling Grove's main to protect the Song Creations from Teferi and Leyline Binding. One of the Teferi's main for the same deal to get through their counter spells. EE is probably a lot worse than normal. What else? I don't need all 3 Endurances. And I can cut what else for the last card? Just the last EE probably. I like Omnath versus Control. Yeah, but I'm just going to grab it within the sideboard with Glittering Wish if possible. If I ever want to do that. All right, let's submit this. All right, game 2 on the draw against Blue-White Control. Well, opponent does need to beat us in 2 remaining games with Blue-White Control. And them just running out their own clock is not helping them. All right, so while we wait, if anyone on here in the chat plays Arena, I have some extra Arena codes lying around that I can send to you if you're interested. I don't play Arena. I haven't played Standard since Eldraine. Have you not played Standard since Eldraine because of Eldraine? Yes. Well, I don't blame you. So I remember going to RCQ, what would they have been called back then? PPTQs at the time. And you had to have pretty much 4 Questing Beast, 4 Oko. And it was going to run you something like $300 to buy a playset of just those 8 cards. And I remember just refusing to do it and losing every single week as a result. Let me go get you an Arena code, Lord Tongo. The Arena economy sucks. Yeah, it does. That's why I stopped playing. I was going onto Arena and doing dailies just to do them, just to have the gold to keep drafting, because that's all I wanted to do. And so obviously if you're good enough, you can go infinite, but on average, you're not going to. And the way that the prizes are distributed from the ratio of payouts to entry fees is it's far more likely that you're going to lose gold/gems over time. So I calculated that, I'm like, okay, let's assume I'm at 0 at all points. How many dailies do I have to log into and grind the gold on in order to actually have enough gold to play drafts? And I calculated that I would have to get on Arena every day, or I would have to get on Arena every week for at least 6 to 8 hours for 3 months to play 3 drafts. And at that point, I was just noped out of there. New Twitch guidelines, content classification. Make sure your Twitch stream is properly labeled. Although you can post content that goes beyond our community guidelines, it must follow the following labels: mature rated games, sexual themes, drugs, intoxication, excessive tobacco use, violent and graphic depictions, significant profanity or vulgarity, or gambling. What do you guys think? Modern. I would say it falls under at least 3 of those. So let's go definitely gambling. Yep, modern is definitely a vulgar format. And whenever I see cards like Ragavan and Bowmasters, I do want to violently destroy them. So at least 3 of these. Well, I don't know what is going on with our opponent, but I'm happy to keep chatting with you guys in the meantime. Quite possibly you or your opponent may be on drugs. Do you think that's why their clock is just ticking down all this time? Could be. Note to any legal representation watching the stream, I am not accusing my opponent of any illegal activities. This is merely a joke by yours truly. Let us have fun here. He's probably injecting copium to deal with how sad blue-white control is. All right, well, we have won somehow. All right, on to round number 4. On the play for round 4, shamans could also be fun. Yeah, I hope we hit shamans. Well, we have no lands, so I will mull this. We have 2 lands, Strike It Rich, Offer, Veil, but no actual Song of Creation or way to find it. So I will mull this. We once again have no lands. Going to 4 seems pretty dicey, but better than no lands. All right, we've got Song. So, okay, what's my game plan here? I've got to put 3 cards back, so keep this. So put back Glittering Wish, put back Offer, put back Strike It Rich, and just go land, Utopia Sprawl, land, hope to get there. All right, so if I Stomping Grounds now, and then I'm going to... So Stomping Grounds name white, and then this gets the blue land. All right, shock this in. Utopia Sprawl on here. Name white. Go ahead. Your game plan? I wasn't aware you got to play this time due to mulling to 4. Yeah, it is an uphill battle, especially our opponent's on Scam, so that doesn't bode well for us. Pact Negation. Well, let's play this and pass the turn. I'm hoping for, not gonna lie, I want to see you play Affinity. Polluted Delta, fetch. Basic Swamp. Croxa. All right, we'll discard Pact Negation. Well, we still haven't gotten there, so let's just pass it back. Croxa seems a lot less good in the ring meta. Yeah, it seems a lot less good in general. Opponent plays Pyromancer. Discards Bolt Burning Inquiry. That's some spice. All right, Island, fetch. Don't think this really matters at this point. So blue, red and green, red and white, or green and white. So I need to get Steam Vents, let's say. Breeding Pool. So Breeding Pool is blue, green, red, white. Shock, cast Song of Creation. And then I think I just go for this now, right? I can Summoner's Pact for Endurance. How do I make more mana this turn? I haven't played another land yet, so I can get there. All right, Summoner's Pact, cast, trigger. All right, okay, get Endurance. Cast Endurance by exiling a green card, this one. All right, I'm not going to Summoner's Pact here. Let's just Endurance, target me, evoke, it dies, shuffles back in, cast Mishra's Bauble, cast EE for 0. All right, so if I Summoner's Pact here and I don't hit another thing that I can play, then we're dead next turn because I can't pay for both of them. But if I just pass, then I ditch my entire hand. It's probably better to just try and go for it, right? I mean, they're scam, so they don't have answers to Song of Creation. I can technically draw another card off of Bauble. So I can pass, draw an extra card off the Bauble, I have another land to play, and then untap, and I pay... but if they Blood Moon us, we lose on the spot, because then we don't have the double green to pay for the Pact. So let's just keep going. All right, cast this, hold priority. All right, resolve this, grabbing Endurance, cast Bauble. Still are not getting there, so... All right, resolve the Bauble. Then we go evoke Endurance. Oh no, I can fix with Wild Cantor. There we go. So play Forest, play Wild Cantor, draw some more cards, and then this has to resolve so I have the mana to use it. So then we will go evoke Endurance, pitching Glittering Wish, holding priority, and then pact this, and then still hold priority, activate this for blue, offer our Pact of Negation. What next? Summoner's Pact again. I probably just let this resolve. So offer resolves, make 2 treasures, then while this is still on the stack, let's go Summoner's Pact. Now I guess I don't need to, right? Okay, so this resolves, put it and everything back into my library, resolve that. Then we go EE for 0, draw some more cards, it resolves, then Bauble, hold priority, draw, pact this, draw, pact this, draw, offer this one, make blue, resolve offer, then cast Summoner's Pact, drew Endurance, play another Summoner's Pact, offer this one. All right, resolve offer, then resolve Pact, get Endurance, resolve Pact, get Cantor, resolve Bauble, and then we have Storm Count enough, so let's Grape Shot them. So Grape Shot here, red, mana. Grape Shot, same targets. All right, game number 2, we want Veils, and what else? What can Scam bring in against us? Leyline of the Void, maybe? But we can answer that. So probably just Veils, and then we can cut 2 Pacts because we don't need to get through counter spells. So maybe we have to deal with Chalice and Chalice on 0 and Blood Moon effect. I think I can beat Blood Moon. Chalice on 0 doesn't prevent me from drawing the cards. It just counters the 0 mana spells. So that's fine too. Yeah, all right. Run this. Game 2 on the draw against Scam. Well, we've got the Glittering Wish for the song. So it looks good to me. Keep this. Obviously, they're a Thoughtseize deck, but what are you going to do? All right, back to us. So Bauble ourselves. We're drawing another Bauble. Bauble and not now. So let's not draw the Bauble. So let's fetch a Forest and play Wild Cantor. Get the basic Forest so that this Boseiju can blow up Blood Moon if necessary. Play Wild Cantor, and then we'll pass to their Upkeep and Bauble. All right, Bauble you and Upkeep. They're drawing the Ring. We drew a land, okay. Opponent plays Bowmasters. All right, so be it. Oh, I did forget about Bowmasters, didn't I? But I don't know or would have sideboarded any differently. Bauble, trigger the Bowmasters. Ooh, Veil. Right, they didn't Thoughtseize or Grief Us on turn 1, so they maybe just don't have it. So that being the case, let's go grab the White Source and Glittering Wish. Hallowed Fountain, Glittering Wish for Song of Creation, and pass. They play a land. Burning Inquiry. Well, we didn't discard our Song of Creation, thankfully. Okay, so that's what they're doing. So the Burning Inquiry plus the Bowmasters is the combo. They discarded a Ring and a land. We discarded Summoner's Pact, Veil, Scalding Tarn. Well, discarding the Veil is a problem. Because now, okay. Oh, are we just dead? We go to 9. This goes to an 8-8. Wow. Wow. All right, they got us. Double Burning Inquiry with Orcish Bowmasters. All right, sideboarding again. Just keep all this the same, probably. I don't know. Maybe I should bring Lightning Helix in. If I need to get Bowmasters off the board, I can always wish for Fire Spout. Maybe I should have both of these in here. Let's go here and cut Pact Negation. And then if I absolutely need to get Bowmasters off the board, I can wish for Teferi and just bounce it. All right, submit this. On the play in game 3, double Song of Creation with ramp. Excellent. All right, so let's go keep this. And I need red mana for the Strike It Riches. So Snow, Forest, Sprawl, name red. Pass it back. Blood Crypt, Shockin', Thoughtseize. All right, they will take one of our 2 songs. Bauble. I guess I should Bauble now to get around Bowmasters, and if I draw Veil of Summer, I want to just have it in my hand. So Bauble, they're drawing a Delta. Let's play this untapped, and then Strike It Rich, and we can go off next turn, potentially. All right, Bauble draw, Summoner's Pact. All right, if they do not have another piece of hand disruption, we can go off, or Bowmasters. All right, back to us. There's Lightning Helix. So if I play Song of Creation right now, I can then Summoner's Pact, but then I need to immediately find more cards to play. So the alternative is to just play Strike It Rich and wait another turn so I have more mana lying around. That's probably better. Let's say I go Song, right? Song, Summoner's Pact, trigger, draw 2, go find Endurance, and then if I brick on lands or whatever, then I lose. I guess, so what are the odds? If I find any green land, I can just Summoner's Pact for Wild Cantor and keep going. If I find any... Opponent didn't have another hand disruption piece there, so I'm thinking what's probably going to happen is they're going to play Orcish Bowmasters. So the best move is, if I can't go off now, probably to just flashback Strike It Rich from the graveyard. And then if they flash Bowmasters, then I can Lightning Helix it with more mana. Even if they Blood Moon, it's not a problem on this board. All right, let's just do that. Flashback Strike It Rich, make another treasure token, and then just pass. I know the ballsy move would have been to just do it now, but it's like I just lose if I brick. And it's quite possible to brick given the cards in my hand. All right, they're just passing back. So it's got to be Bowmasters. All right, there's Bauble. That makes it significantly less likely to brick. So let's go Song of Creation. This one, blue here, and then any color here. Cast Bauble. All right, they just don't have Bowmasters. All right, so we're cooking in that case. We are absolutely cooking. So let's go Summoner's Pact, see what we draw. All right, so probably get Wild Cantor, keep going, or do I just grab Endurance? What's in my sideboard that I can get with Glittering Wish right now? Nothing cheap, right? Yeah. So let's resolve this and grab... Endurance is free. Wild Cantor is basically free. I can also play Cantor with one of my lands. So let's grab Cantor. Then let's play this Strike It Rich off the treasure we already have. All right, yield to this. All right, make a new treasure. Cast Cantor off of this one. Draw more. All right. That resolves. Play EE for 0. That too resolves. Play Bauble for 0. All right, there's Endurance. I would ideally like an untapped forest that I can sprawl onto for extra mana. So let's go Wild Cantor, sacking this one. We drew Grape Shot. Our Storm's at 8. So resolve this one. Then evoke Endurance, exiling one of the Glittering Wishes is fine. We drew more cards. Let's cast Summoner's Pact with this still on the stack. All right, that resolves. Go grab Endurance. Then that one resolves. Shuffle our cards back. It dies first. Then cast EE for 0. All right, that one resolves. Cast EE for 0. I really want to hit Offer. I can't refuse. So let's go cast Endurance, exiling Wish. Draw this. Cast Summoner's Pact. Draw more. Still haven't found Offer. All right, that resolves. Go get Endurance. Then this one is also going to resolve. Probably. I just really want to draw Offer. All right, so let's go exile Wish. Draw more cards. There's Offer finally. All right, so Offer this card. Paying blue, right? Then all of this resolves. So some more treasures. Then the evoked Endurance hits the field. Shuffle cards back into our deck. All of that. Then this one resolves. Same thing. Put this back. And now we can play Temple Garden. Shock this in. Utopia Sprawl here. Green resolves. Name red. And now we can just Grape Shot the opponent to death. Grape Shot. Right, draw some more cards. And then same targets for all of these Grape Shots. All right, we did it. We have defeated Scam. Woo. Song Creation Storm. On to round number 5. All right, round 5 on the play with Song of Creation Storm. We have no song and no way to find it, so mulligan. We have song and ways to ramp into it. We will therefore keep. Keep, put back, I don't know, Steam Vents, done. All right, so Misty, fetch, grab our forest, Utopia Sprawl, and then I guess I'll name red. Pass to the opponent. Opponent plays Seachrome Coast. Overwhelming likelihood is a hammer, bolstered by this Esper Sentinel. Ooh, Glittering Wish. I don't think I want to wish for anything. I guess it's fine if they draw a card, right? So let's just go... Now let's just play Strike It Rich, right? Just play Strike It Rich, and then... So the most mana-efficient play would be Glittering Wish now, paying for this. Next turn, land, song, and then hope to have another land and play Strike It Rich. Scalding Tarn, fetch. We have red, we have green, so let's grab Hallowed Fountain. Then cast Glittering Wish. Yeah, Glittering Wish trigger, pay for it. And then what am I getting? Something cheap. I guess probably Wear Tear. Let's grab Wear Tear. Pass back. Inkmoth Nexus. Opponent plays Stoneforge. Gets Cauldra. I'm going to take one from the Sentinel and go to 15. Okay, so we just need a land. That is not a land. So Gemstone Mine. Utopia Sprawl here. I will pay for that. I'm not going to go off this turn. I can wait another turn. Yeah, so pay for that. And then what am I naming? Probably red again or blue. Green, red, blue, other color, Gemstone Mine stays untapped. I guess I'll name white here in case I do Wear Tear for some reason. And then just pass it back. And then next turn I can go Song, Strike It Rich. Hallowed Fountain. Opponent plays a Sentinel. And then they're just going to Stoneforge and Cauldra, right? Yep. All right, so then we take 6 down to 9 and then win the game, hopefully. All right, Song of Creation. Blue here. Not paying for either of those. All right, cast Strike It Rich. Draw with this. Drew Endurance. I don't have an enchantment that I can target besides Song itself. I guess I can target one of my Sprawls. All right, so make a treasure. Then let's go Endurance the Song. Draw some cards. Pact this. I guess I can go tear my own thing, pact that. So let's tear one of these, paying white, and then pact this. All right, well, we are dangerously low on cards here, so that resolves, then Endurance resolves. Target ourselves. These go back, and then I've got to play another land so I can play Strike It Rich. Man, 5 lands. All right, let's play another Gemstone Mine and then cast Glittering Wish, I guess. Glittering Wish triggers. Resolve this. If I somehow have mana but brick here, I guess I want to Teferi this back to their hand, right? Yeah, okay. Teferi. Cast this for 0. We're out of land drops, right? So I can't even offer this. So that hits the field. I'm out of land drops, aren't I? Yeah, I'm out of land drops. Ooh, that's rough. So I have no more mana, so I have to pay for Pact next turn. And then we're just going to die here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go down to 1. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm ending at here. I just cast the 1 Pact negation, right? I haven't cast any other pacts. Chances they have Hammer. Well, they also have to have a way to equip it. So I'm out of land drops, which means I can't actually add any more mana. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so yeah, I guess we bricked. So let's just pass it. Pass it, and then we discard our whole hand, which is real unfortunate. Yeah, so we have to not die, and then Hammer. All right, do they have Pure Steel? Forge anew. All right, we're dead. Man, we bricked on that really hard. Okay, Hammer time. We do not need... I guess they have blue in their deck, so they presumably have Spell Pierce or something. So I do need some amount of Veils, but probably not a lot of them. Teferi is fine for like bouncing sagas or whatever. It's not great though. I definitely don't need as many pacts, I think. EE is also a lot better than it normally is. All right, let's try this. Surge of Salvation is something to be mindful of. Yeah, so they can surge and give themselves hexproof. We can win around that though. Oof, that's rough. Our one green land isn't a forest, so these Utopias don't actually do anything. All right, we have to mull. All right, we still have Song, so this is fine. Keep this, put back Pact probably. Yeah, so Pact, done. So let's fetch a red land. It has to be Stomping Ground so I can play Wish next turn. So Stomping Ground, shock that in, cast Strike It Rich, pass. Ink Moth, and then they just don't have any other plays? All right, so I could cast Glittering Wish, but it's better to just cast Strike It Rich and have the mana for next turn. So let's play this tapped, play Strike It Rich, and go. Opponent plays Urza's Saga, animates Ink Moth, and attacks us with the 1/1. Their hand must be terrible. All right, we're at 1 poison. Well, there's Song of Creation, but I can't actually... I don't want to use up these treasures is the issue, but I probably have to try for it. At the very least, I can get maybe some lands into play, and then I have Strike It Riches in the graveyard next turn. All right, cast this. Red, green, blue, something else. Song Creation, cast EE for 0, draw some cards. All right, we drew 2 lands, so EE for 0 resolves. And then let's just go Glittering Wish, and then we're going to discard anyway. So even if I play Glittering Wish, I just lose the card that I draw regardless. So yeah, let's just play this tapped, play this, and then pass. End step trigger, lose our hand, but we can restart the hand next turn with Strike It Rich from the graveyard. All right, Saga goes up to 2. They play Ornithopter. They animate Ink Moth. I cannot even imagine what their hand is if this is all they've done by turn 3. All right, we're at 2 poison. All right, cast Bauble, draw some cards. We have to be able to win this turn, right? Pact this in response. Cast Summoner's Pact, cast Summoner's Pact again. Resolve this one, go grab Endurance, and then Endurance. I don't actually want to shuffle my graveyard back yet. All right, this one resolves, grabbing Cantor, then Pact resolves, and let's play EE for 0, draw some more. Let's go Sprawl on, let's just play Beseiju, Sprawl on here, tapping Beseiju, draw some more cards. All right, resolve that, naming blue, green, Cantor, actually cancel, green, Cantor, draw some more cards, resolve this, cast Bauble, holding priority, offer this one, all right, resolve that, and then Strike It Rich, draw some more, that resolves, cast Bauble, hold priority, draw some cards, pact this, continue holding priority, offer the pact, actually, no, offer the Bauble, draw some more, then that resolves, then that one fizzles, then cast Strike It Rich, draw some more, resolve this one, cast Wild Cantor using a treasure token, draw some more cards. We're going to draw Grape Shot at some point. We have all 3 Endurances in hand. EE for 0, offer EE, draw some more, get some treasures, cast Bauble. Still haven't found Grape Shot. Well, we have plenty of mana to keep going, so cast Veil of Summer, and then I guess resolve that, cast another Veil of Summer, then offer this one. Jesus Christ, is Grape... Oh, there's Grape Shot. All right, so resolve all that. Let's make sure I don't accidentally kill myself and exile Endurance. Resolve this, put all of this back, and then we're at 22, Grape Shot you. Same targets. Funny enough, even if you somehow whiff, you get another wish, you can get Wear Terror and wreck their board. Can Solitude target itself? No, but it can target their other creatures. But they don't play Solitude. No, we've got the Witherbloom Apprentice in the sideboard, so even if they have Surge Protection, we can still beat them. All right, game 3. Probably the same exact thing. Teferi's way worse on the draw, though. I guess I have Utopia Sprawl to ramp on turn 1, so it's not that bad. If we go land Sprawl, land Teferi, like bounce your Saga back to your hand or something. All right, that's fine. Run this back. Only 1 land. I can offer my own Bauble, but then I'm still too much mana away from actually being able to play Song. So yeah, let's mulligan. Still only 1 land. Mulligan. Yikes. No mana. All right, mulligan. All right, keep, put back, Pact Negation, Summoner's Pact, Endurance, I guess. This is an awkward as hell hand, but I at least have EE on 1. Opponent plays Sigarda's Aid. All right, let's just play Strike It Rich first. Strike It Rich. Back to you, opponent. Saga. I still don't see a need to actually put EE on 1, so let's just cast Strike It Rich again and play a land, and then just pass it back to them. Saga on 2 counters. So now they can unfortunately just start making constructs to beat us in with... But I guess I can put EE on 0 to kill them. So let's see. Land. And then I go EE on 1 to pop this. And then they can go Urzus. They make a construct. And they make another construct. And they can tutor for I don't imagine they would have put Pithing Needle in their deck, but they would have put Haywire Might in their deck. Alternatively, I just zero this, and then the constructs get killed, but so do my treasures. All right, E on 1, and pass. Fetch, and make a construct. So if they grab EE, that's fine, because they're not grabbing a hammer. Or if they grab Pithing Needle, that's fine, because they're not grabbing a hammer. And if they do grab a hammer, I can just blow them both up anyway. All right, resolve Urza Saga. They just grabbed Ornithopter. All right, plays a land. Well, I'm fine just taking 3. All right, we go to 17. Okay, let's fetch. What do I want? I have green and white. If I draw Glittering Wish, I want to be able to cast it without using up any of these lands. So let's go with Stomping Ground. Back to us. Ooh, drew Song of Creation. Okay, so I can go Song. If they have counter magic, I can then Veil in response. Or I can just cast Veil and start drawing. If they have a hammer to flash in, then they are attacking for 18. I probably just have to go for it now, right? All right, Song of Creation, blue, red, green, and then the other one. They fetch, Hallowed Fountain, trigger. Yeah, they have Spell Pierce, we'll Veil in response. We drew another Veil. All right, so now we can't play anything, though. So if they have a hammer, we're dead. All right, go ahead, opponent. Used up all our mana to do that. 4th land, 3 mana. No, they're marching our song. No. Well, that's rough. All right, so then we take 6 beat down here. We go to 10. And now I don't know what we do, because now I need to draw like 2 lands in a row. I'm dead by the time I can even play Song again, right? Glittering Wish, use this. If I draw a land and they don't play an artifact, I can Fire Spout and kill all their guys. If they draw Hammer, we're dead anyway. If we draw a land and I Wear Tear, then I can Wear Tear these 2, but then I'm still getting beaten in by a construct. If I draw if I go to 4 and then draw another land and play Teferi and bounce one of the tokens, then I get killed by the other token. So I just have to grab Fire Spout. They have to not play an artifact, and I have to draw a 3rd land. Yep. All right, Fire Spout. Go ahead. Well, they don't have another artifact. We go to 4. 2nd main phase. Stoneforge. Why didn't they just... Wait, they have Stoneforge? Why didn't they just Stoneforge for hammer and kill us right then? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, you could have done that before. All right. Well, we're dead anyway. Yeah, well, okay, I blow this up, and then these become 3/3s again, and then we're still dead. All right, yeah, they got it. Pretty rough. Well, 2 and 3 with Song of Creation Storm. So basically, this deck has to not run into stacks pieces for the most part. Primarily, the big one right now is Orcish Bowmasters. So while this deck could have been defensible before, Orcish Bowmasters are in every deck meta, probably not viable at the moment. Overall, though, I think it's an interesting deck. We just kind of lost there from just bricking on stuff. Well, they had March for the Song of Creation, but we had a lot of games where we were just like struggling to get the right mana. Also, deck struggles against counterspell decks, obviously. You do have some interaction with like, Veil, Offer You Can't Refuse, Pact, but it is still hard to get through counterspells.